Howdy folks, it's Turtle and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're going to conclude the Spitsbergen-Norway mainland bush trip. Final leg, hour and 2 minutes. I assume you've watched the previous 3 legs, so let's just keep going. Alrighty, let's just have a peek around before we take off on the next leg here. Weather's been the same the whole time. We haven't had to clear out the weather at all. We have de-icing in the plane, and it's been working, and we've been able to see what we need to see. So that's fantastic. We were not cleared to land last time because an imaginary plane was going to run into us, and it never showed up, so we landed anyway, and they forgave us. We paid our fine by bringing a tater tot hot dish, and they were happy. So there we go. There's a lighthouse. I'm obsessed with looking at that thing for some reason. I don't know why. Snowstorms out in the water, beautiful waves lapping up, but we're not here for that. We are here to continue and conclude this trip, so let's do that. Battery on. Generator on, fuel boost, we'll use that. Ignition on, starter on. Oh, we should probably have some lights on to indicate that we're going to start up. And it should be starting. Whoop, I need to turn fuel on. Sorry, let's try that again. There we go, cool. We'll let that run up for a little bit. And once it does, which it's done, there we go, we're going to turn off fuel boost. And we'll turn off the starter, and we'll turn avionics, and since we're about to taxi right onto the runway from here, let's just, come on, there we go, let's just turn on all the lights, landing lights, recog, everything, a little early, get some anti-ice going. Where's the click spot for the stall? Heat. Well, I guess that's not, I thought that was usable. Let's turn this on normal, and get the airframe set up. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, and let this calibrate itself, and why is that a weird spot right there? Why is that there? Go away? That wasn't there on any of the previous legs. Oh, maybe because it's calibrating, duh. I'm not supposed to touch stuff. Sorry. Well, while that's doing this alignment, let's read about what we're doing. Here we go, a little bit over an hour. Skagen, lift off from the airport and set a course to the southwest. Nav 1 receiver. Correct the course. Okay, should we use this time? Why not? Whoops, let's not do that. Let's use this. So we're going to come over here. Very, very, very simple stuff. Slant alpha. So 112.8. So we're going to make this a, whoops, I'm changing this right here, by the way. 112.8, transfer it over. There we go. And it's going to be VOR 1. So if we go like this, you can see the different options. I wonder if GPS is working again, because it wasn't. I don't think it's going to. It doesn't matter. We use VOR anyway. There we go. VOR 1. And correct the course once we see the signal. Okay, so normally what you do is you set your radial inbound, and then you fly to it and follow it in. That'll get you around mountains. That'll get you on airways. They don't have us that specific. We'll get in the air and then just spin the course around until it lines up, and then just follow it, kind of like more like an NDB. Fly, whoops, fly to the southern tip of Andøya, and then pass over Fjorden to reach the island of Andenes. The island is geographically rich with landscapes from Bogos to very rock mountains. You can read about the rest of that. I don't want to ruin my voice. Alrighty, once we're going to fly past the airport, which is where the VOR is. That's 15 minutes from now. And then we'll follow this next, because why not? Well, not that one. This one next, whatever that says. Okie dokie. I like that. That's fun. Previous video, though, we had an NDB. I couldn't figure out how to do it in this thing. We almost got there. Couldn't figure it out. Oh, one thing I was going to say about the O's. I talked to, one of my children has an O/ in their name. And I talked to these women at a Norwegian festival who are from Norway, visiting from Norway. In fact, just hanging out, visiting relatives at this festival. I asked how to pronounce O/. And they said, oh, depends who you talk to. Apparently people from Oslo just use a regular O like you'd use in the United States. But the people up north make the sound. And they're like, well, yeah, depends. They're like, depends how big your city is. Depends how much money you have. And they were fighting about the O/. And they're like, that's not a question to ask. I'm like, what the heck? So regional dialect, you say differently. Like the United States, bag versus big versus big. Just depends where you're from in the area. So there you go. Nothing to do with Flight Simulator, but I thought I'd tell you that. Here we go. Let's tune tower. I'm not worried about ATIS for the bush trip. I'm not worried about ground. I want to actually request taxi to the south.
Andøya ground Turtle Soup Tango 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 for 1 request taxi for departure to the south with Charlie.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 taxi to and hold short of runway tree 2 via taxiway Bravo 4. Contact tower on 118.7 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway tree 2 via taxiway Bravo for Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Alrighty, we're going to use flight director. We can use nav, because nav is set to VOR1. I didn't do that in the last leg, didn't I? I stayed on heading. Why didn't I not think that through? Whatever this is going to be your nav. So nav is going to follow VOR1 based on the radio we choose. Flight director, vertical speed, we're going to use this instead of VNav. Let's do 1,300 feet per minute. Let's go to 4,000 feet. It's green, and then we'll decide later if we need to climb. Does not look like it. 4,000 feet is a good thing. So here we go. We're going to fly all the way to SKG. That's going to be when we read about the next thing. So here we go. Flaps already put down. Parking brake is off. And what runway were we going to? I wasn't paying any attention. 32, that's right in front of us. So here we go. We're just going to go right, left. And then we're set. So we're going to go right, I said. I do not have differential braking set up. I mentioned in the previous video that I want to maybe map it on my keyboard so I can make sharp turns like this, because I don't have toe brakes on my rudders. I still have the same rudder pedals as a VKB sim. I don't even know. I did an unboxing review video years ago. Still using them. Still perfect. No real get new ones. But it would be nice to have toe brake or differential braking set up, but don't really care. Did I thought this was the runway right here. Where are we going? What we can do is come down here and zoom in all the way. And oh, we made the wrong turn somewhere. What? I'm like out in the boonies. What the heck was I thinking? Anyway, I wasn't thinking, obviously. That's kind of rolling forward. I'm looking on the thing. My word. Let's turn around on one of these things and head back. How long is this first leg? 15 minutes only. Jeez, on the GPS it seems like an hour. So we're just going to turn around again. Actually, you know what? No, it isn't. It's going to be faster just to go across now and go around. Do you think we can just cut across right here? Do you think we would get in trouble? What do you think? Do you think it would register as a crash if we just go like this? Oh, let's see what happens. I just want to see if it registers as a crash. It shouldn't, but I'm curious. Just don't hit that bush. Even if we go over, it's going to be crash? Oh, good. Okay, good. Alright, let's tune tower. Let's see if we can get our clearance. We might have to step on the brakes first to get our clearance. Yeah, let's step on the brakes. And clearance, there we go.
Andøya Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 for 1 ready for departure to the south at runway tree 2.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 altimeter 29.9er 2 wind tree 7 at 22. Departure to the south approved. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 2.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree 2 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
And away we go. We're going to be up before we get to the TZD, the touchdown zone. And up's the daisy. Brakes to stop the wheels. Flaps coming in. As soon as we get a signal from the VOR, we will tune in the radio we want to use. And then we'll fly there. So we're headed north. We don't want to head north. We just got to fly over the town. There is the lighthouse again.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 continue for south departure.
Andøya Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 continue for south departure.
Alrighty, we're just going to turn around. Fly south. Sort of. And then once we get this VOR, we'll tune in the course. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Check out the scenery as we go. Look at those waves. Oh my goodness. When are we going to pick up the VOR, I wonder? Interesting. Sometimes you have to be high enough in the sky. Other times you have to be close enough. Just depends where you are. It does say 112.80, right? 112.80. Okie dokie. We're still going to spin around here till we're facing southish. And then we'll follow the GPS line until we pick up the VOR.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 leaving my airspace.
Already?
Frequency change approved.
Andøya Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 for 1 frequency change.
That's a quick frequency change. Alright, let's do this. Let's come down here. Let's hit heading bug and give it a little bit more here as we come over to autopilot, engage heading, autopilot, yacht amper. Once we pick up the VOR and tune it in, that's when we will go back to nav to follow the VOR1. Right? It is a VOR1, right? I mean, that's how we got here. Don't use GPS. Even if it is working. Nope, see, it's the wrong way. Or maybe it is working again. Nope. Yeah, I don't know why the VOR isn't being picked up yet. Nav1, it's live, not in standby. Huh, maybe we'll get it later. I mean, it does say wait until you get this signal. But why are we not getting it yet? Anywho. Alrighty, we're going to fly with the heading bug, follow the GPS line. We're looking for... I forgot what we're doing because I'm so focused on this stupid VOR. Oof, look out for icing. Alright, let's follow the line. Correct for wind. Get the throttles back. We don't overspeed. And we're going to stay at 4,000 feet until we run into a mountain or something. And we're looking for... What are we doing again? An island. In an airport. In a VOR. And then we'll read about the next thing. Which I'll tune ahead of time to save time. Alrighty, if we even tune this first one in. See you in a little bit. Alrighty, we just now got the VOR. That was weird how long that took. So we want to do... Come on, where's the course? How come nothing is turning here? There we go. We want the course to be whatever closest to what we're flying right now. And we get a lot of train turbulence because we're so low, but we'll be fine. Alright, here we go. Should flip over any second now. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Let's line it up. Let's fly in this radial. Hit nav. It should fly that now and stay on track too, no matter how windy it is. Okay, don't have to be that dramatic to turn a little bit. Whatever. As long as you'll hit these mountains ahead of us, which I'm relying on GPS because we have nothing here. So the synthetic vision is telling us if it's okay for the most part. Then we look at, see, it's going to S-curve just for that little bit. Alright, proper RPM is in the red. Let's bring that back. There we go. Very straightforward. We'll follow this in. It does say DME, so it should tell us... wait a second. Hang on. It should tell us down here the distance. DME means distance measuring equipment. So, here we go. Distance measuring equipment. There we go. 33.5 nautical miles. Wind is there. Bam. There we go. So now it tells us nav 1, tune, and how far away. Pretty straightforward. See, look how much we have to change. We have to be 6 degrees off to accommodate the wind. Alright, there we go. Back to sightseeing. 32 nautical miles. We'll be there to read about the next thing. I think I'm high enough for these hills. Just might be a little bit bumpy. Alrighty, 6.7 nautical miles until we get to an airport slash VOR. So let's get the next one ready to go. So the next one is 19. No, wait. Oh, we're gonna keep it on 92 degrees and keep the same same VOR tuned in. So we're gonna do an outbound 192 degrees, right? Set the heading of the wait. Set the heading and adjust course on the radio. You would adjust it to 192, not and adjust it. Okay, whatever. We just have to catch it in time so that we actually end up flying 192. Fly past the eastern opening. Means I better come down here. And skirt the coast and fly out. Blah, 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 da, da. If that flips around, though, we have to do back course, or else it's going to try to turn us around. So what we're going to do, we're going to do what I used to when I fly SNAT, what he used to fly SNAT Alpha. Nav, not nav. We want to get that back up there. Heading bug. So when this gets really, really close, we're going to actually switch to heading bug, so we can figure out what they mean by nav. And then that way, it won't flip us around. Because if we spin this to 192, is it going to be flipped around? Because it should point towards the VOR, which is going to be behind us. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. Fly out over the fjord. You can read about that if you pause it. Contains the most stunning, beautiful landscapes in the world. You can read more. Sloverfjorden. 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 Maybe. I don't know. Time to get over here, though. Do heading bug. Let's set course to 192. And we'll see what happens when we go past this. It should flip around. We'll see what happens. Anyway, we'll continue on course to the south, crossing over the waters of the Vestfjorden Fjord. Okay. Really? Okay, it's going to stay in that direction. Why is it not pointing towards the VOR? It's getting bigger as it should. Okay, whatever. Back to nav. Yes. Why isn't it navving for us? Nav. Turn. Crazy. Oh, because it's still on heading. Oh, because you can hold it in place. Yes. Are you going to turn? It says nav. What we can do is arm the nav, and what you do is I just yelled, didn't I? You go like this, and then once it's armed, see that'll turn green and flip over once you're within the vicinity. Maybe it's going to do that so it doesn't spin us around. That'd be nice. Anyway, we're off course now, but whatever. See, it's armed, picking it up, and it's going to switch. Okay, so it was just arming it. Very nice. Okay, that's cool to know it does that. I didn't know it'd be programmed to do that, so good for that. Alright, awesome. I don't know why this is pointing towards the VOR. The little arrow, this is going outbound. Got it. Okay, remember I've only done this with analog gauges in like the 727. I haven't done this with the glass cockpit. So bear with me. There we go. Wonderful. We're going to fly that for, I don't know, however far it is. 26.9 nautical miles. Alright, read about that if you want to. We're going to go over some more fjords, small peninsula, small inlets. More inlets. Another lighthouse. We're looking for the lighthouse when it gets to 26.9 nautical miles. Or just look on the map and it'll tell us where the lighthouse is. 13 right there. So we get to 13, that's the lighthouse. Then we'll know. And then we'll read about the next thing. This video's going to get really long, isn't it? That's fine. We're due for a long one again. Ooh, good. We get to tune some stuff in. So we'll jump in just before we get to the lighthouse. I can tune this stuff in. Alright, 21.5 in climbing, so we're looking for 29, I think, right? Yeah, 26. So we're really close. And there is the lighthouse there on the GPS. So things are going fabulously. Looking out these windows was so gorgeous. I tried to get as much as I could, but some of it just went by me too quickly. So I don't think you got much sightseeing as I thought I gave you, but look at that. I did do a panic climb to get over those mountains back there. So I think we can descend again. But yeah, it's kind of funny. So let's see, what do we got? Ooh, look at that for a second. Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Wow. Alrighty, let's see. I think we're good. In terms of, yeah, oh my gosh, we have a long ways to go. Oh no, we gotta do a climb at the very end, don't we? Then we take a big turn to land in the valley. Well, let's stay at this altitude then. In fact, we probably have to go higher. We'll climb once we get over the water. So we are about to get to the lighthouse. Look how fast we're getting there. Alrighty, yes, the save icon already. So the lighthouse is down there. We're not there yet. I already tuned in the next thing, and then we'll read about it. It's 117.55, and then 180. So we'll do that in a second. In fact, let's do heading bug, do heading, and then we'll change this over, and then we'll do about 180 on the course. There we go. And then once we intercept, if I think I can do nav now, then right, arm it. Yeah, so once it picks it up, it'll arm and everything. So let's come down here and look for the lighthouse, which I don't see it. I see roads going to it. We're just way too high. So that's what I talked about several videos ago, where you can do things where you like hug the ground for a while, and then well, are we not gonna pick up the VOR for a while? Let's do this to get back on track, and then we'll do 180. That's weird. I'll read about it again in a second anyway here. Anyway, we're talking about that in several videos ago, about how you can fly low to the ground so you can see everything, but then you gotta go up for terrain, down for terrain, up for terrain, down for terrain, or you can just stay at altitude. So we do a little bit of both. So we couldn't see the lighthouse, but it was there. Alrighty, well, we're gonna wait for this thing to be picked up. It is correct, right? If I close that. 117.55. 117.55 VOR DME. Yeah. You just have to wait for it. Alrighty. Let's do 180 now. 180, that should keep us on track. There we go, 180 looking over there. We'll keep this going like that just to see if we can find it. Ah, crap, hit the button. Okay. Set a course to 180, set a frequency. I did. Fly over the open water. During the portion, the signal will come in range, allowing for course adjustment. That's fine. We will pick it up later is what it means, and we'll adjust accordingly once we do. Although called a fjord, Vestfjorden, which is 100 miles long, 50 miles wide, is better described as a bay. You can read about that if you want to. Fly past numerous small islands on the east side of the Fjorden, and skirt the eastern shore of the mountains, so you don't run into them. Gain a visual of Bordeaux. There's a Bodo if you're in the south, and Bordeaux if you're in the north, I don't know, located on the tip of Bordeaux Peninsula. The city, known as Norway's educational centers, is located on the opening. There we go. The VOR is located at the airport. While approaching, adjust the ADF NDB, which we tried doing in the previous video, which I never figured out. I figured out how to put it in down here, but I can never figure out how to tune it, so we can't use it. We'll just have to follow GPS. So then after that, we'll come back together, and then there's another place. Actually, let's combine these, or else it's going to be way too much talking. The video will be way too long. So we're going to turn, following GPS at this point, over the Saltfjorden, which you can read about. Mountains are 5,000 feet, so we'll stay at 7,000. South of there, we're going to pass over some more terrain. You can read about it. Another lake. Alpine Lake, largest in the area. Gain visual on a small village. Alrighty, which will be at the location for the DMV, which I don't get that luxury. I can't figure it out. So we'll just look for a village based on GPS. And then, and then it's the airport. So then we'll start talking again, and we'll land at the airport. It's on the banks of the village, and you can read about that if you want to. And that'll bring the bush trip to a close. Alrighty, so we're basically going to try to pick up this VOR if we can, and then at some point we'll have to follow GPS. Let's adjust heading because the wind is blowing us everywhere. Alrighty, we'll pick up the VOR at some point, and then it'll arm itself. It'll turn green and arm. You've already seen it. I'm not going to necessarily catch it in video. And then we'll make a turn at the airport and look for a village and a runway. So there you go. Straightforward. A couple minutes of sightseeing. Bring this thing to a close. It's been beautiful and it's been fun. So enjoy the views for a couple minutes, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I figured out the ADF thing. Finally. It's super obvious now that I did it. It's a big dumb moment. First, let's get rid of that because that's in my way. So, the blue line is my ADF, or my ADF NDB. So what I did is I went here and I said, okie dokie, NDB, blah blah blah, fly over it, NDB, this one, 345. So I tuned to 345, which I showed you previously how to do. So then you just go into options, and for the bearing, I just told it to do, not ILS, ADF. So your options for this are nav1, which is the same as the VOR in this case. ILS, don't need it. ADF, there we go. So that is pointing towards whatchamacallit, 345. So let's, whoops, not that one. Let's go back. So a lot of information up here. I can probably turn off DME now because we're not using that anymore for this trip. So we can just use the heading bug and fly towards this thing, and that'll get us to the next place, which is NDB, and then bam, airport. So we're just gonna fly over the mountains, a little bit more sightseeing, and then nose dive over this fjord to the airport. See you in a little bit. Alright, we're getting close to our airport. We could just turn down here along the water and land right there at the airport, but we're going to do what they want us to do. And I can't remember why they want us to go to STM. Because why? Why do they want us to do that? Because it's a small village. You need NDB to get there. Yep. NDB is directly south. So when this thing spins around wildly, we know we're over the village. So that's where we're headed. We've been adjusting for wind. There we go. Keeping our speed up. Keeping our altitude up because we're going to fly over this and come down the water to land. That's how we're going to do it. And simple as that. Some stunning, stunning, stunning scenery. I couldn't keep it all in for you. I probably only gave you like 3% of it, maybe 5% of it, unfortunately. But it was pretty incredible. So let's just have some views together here before we make a final turn over a village. Once you're over the village, oh, there's roads down there. Covered ice and snow. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it, including the friends from Norway that I've invited to watch. So essentially, we're headed to the water here, and we're going to turn down that way, I think. Yeah. Bo-do-do-do-do. Alrighty, we got some mountains in front of us, though, looks like. And then we'll be... Whoop, come on. And then we'll be ready to turn. I'm trying not to be nervous. This shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too bad at all, actually. But it's getting a little bit more sensitive now. Let's stay on track here. Alright, it's getting more sensitive. And we have train turbulence because of the high train below us. Here we go. Very nice. Oh, right. The village is right under the nose. I'm sorry. Well, from that view, it's up here. But, we're going to try to look at the village as best as we can. Oh, it's getting more sensitive again. So we know we're getting close. And we're just looking for that dot right there. Whoa. Jeepers creepers. It says village is south of the NDB, or just NDB south of the village. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're going to pop outside in a second. And then tune in the tower if there is one. And then hand fly this thing in. So let's look under right now. There's either a village here with NDB there or vice versa. I think the village is here. Can't remember if it said the village was south of the NDB or the NDB is south of the village. No, there's a village there. So there's the village. Road's going out. NDB is right there. So there we go. We're going to fly over the area. And we need to get back to the airplane. There's a building there in 3, 2, 1. You can rewind the tape and pause if you want to. Let's turn off autopilot, yaw damper, flight director. And let's turn down in. And what was the airport called? NA or something? NRA. So let's bring back throttles so we descend. Tune in airport list. Number 1. Traffic, okay. ATIS? ATIS, huh? Okay, let's see what the winds are. Alright, there is no controller, but they do tell us a runway to use. They say 3-1, so we'll use that one. Launch our position. Oh, now there's a tower? No, announce full stop landing. That confused me as I'm going in the clouds of the mountains. Announce position.
Echo November Romeo Alpha Traffic Turtle Soup Tango 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 411 3 miles southwest 4,100 feet inbound to land runway tree 1.
Wow, he spoke quickly. Let's get below these clouds as quickly as possible. Let's de-ice the airframe, de-ice the windshield, keep our speed down. Well, I'm already throttles back, so we'll just ride this out. I'll slip it if I have to. Slipping it is when you use the rudders to throw the yaw off, so you're not coordinated, and then that way you can descend very quickly without gaining any speed whatsoever. So if I were to do right rudder and then left early on, so we're descending very quickly and we're slowing down instead of speeding up, because normally if you nose down you speed up, right? So that's what that's for. Alright, he said 31, so it's going to be to the left. So we gotta go out here around this, around that little hill. So let's keep our speed up and pay attention to what we're doing. We are way too low. We want to be no lower than 2,500 feet. Bare minimum right now. I'm just looking around too much. Playing with stuff. Looking at the white caps on the water. How amazing is that? Goodness gracious me. Look at this. Oh, there's a house right under the wing. A little cabin. Very cool. Alright, let's get some altitude here. What are we doing? We know better than this. I got nervous because I just realized I have some non-flight sim people watching these videos. I didn't realize it till the 4th video. So we're going to follow the planes in, the planes by them, go around the mountain, land straight in, runway 31. Pretty standard stuff, piece of cake. Did my GPS finally kick in? No, because it says we're 2.5 hours away, which we're not. So there's the hill. We're just going to fly around these planes until we see the runway and land. It looked like a pretty decent runway in the reference image. Yeah, should be pretty straightforward to find. There we go. What are we at? Coming up on 2,000 feet, so let's not climb. So I'll bring back throttles to level off. I'm not going to nose down to level off. That'll just speed us up. Bring back throttles to level off, which this plane does work. The previous plane, the previous bush trip, it didn't work that way for some reason. So our speed is kind of high, but not too high, because we'll easily be able to bleed that off. Let's just aim for the grass, and then we'll fly around. But you can see how quickly we're going to get there, right? Turns to the left. River turns to the left, and the runways between these hills. So, here we go. We can slow down now. That will give us time, because the slower we're going laterally, the easier it'll be to give us time. How are we going to find this airport without knowing where we are? This is going to be interesting. Actually, it's past this hill to here. Okay, I was going to say that's a little too quick. There's a river there, but that... No? Wait a second. What am I looking at? It's hard when there's hills and mountains because it's so vast that things can come up more quickly than you think. But they're not quite there because they're actually farther away. I'm a little bit confused. Strange. Even though I have a GPS, you can still get lost. Which I kind of am. So we're going to climb a little bit more here. No, this is right. No, see, okay. I have a problem where I doubt myself too much, and there it is right there. That's where I said it was the first time. I was right the first time. Why do I doubt myself? I do know what I'm doing. We are on a base leg now.
Echo November Romeo Alpha Traffic Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is on base runway tree 1.
Alright, let's hug the train a little bit closer here. Let's start slowing down too, because we have to descend steeply onto the runway. And while I can slip it, I'd rather not come in with a bunch of speed. There you go. But everything is so vast that it seemed farther away, but it wasn't. It's exactly where it said it's supposed to be. See? Sometimes I do know what I'm doing. Alrighty, here we go. Let's turn on to a final leg, which is what, 3.
Echo November Romeo Alpha Traffic Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is on final runway tree 1 to land.
Alrighty, gear is down because it's fixed. A little fast for flaps, but let's put in first flap. Whoa, that floats like crazy in this plane. And there we go. Just like it should be. And we'll do full flap over the water. How about that? Very nice. Alrighty, any crosswinds or anything? Wow, that's a pretty crazy wind. So crosswind from the right, technically. So right wing down, left rudder. Right main wheel down first, firmly, then left, then... I'm sorry, yeah, right main, left main, then nose wheel, firmly. Full flap now. Get the throttles going, though, because we're going to need them. But we can go very, very slowly, because we have an indicated airspeed minus the wind. So, very good. You do not want to grease a crosswind landing. Everybody in flight sim talks about greasing things in real life. Greasing is more comfortable, but it's not safe. You can slide around. Especially crosswind landing. Do not grease a crosswind landing. Plant that thing to the ground. Alrighty, here we go. Nice and easy. Sometimes I feel like the long approaches are the most difficult because I get complacent, whereas the scary ones in the mountains where we kind of nosedive and land, nosedive, bleed off speed and land, those I do better on, I feel like. I don't know. Anyway, we're getting kind of high because of the draft of the train turbulence. Oof, that really blew us high. That's fine. We have plenty of time to slow down, and what the heck is that? Oh, it's the fence rendering in. I noticed these past few airports, in fact this entire bush trip, I don't think we had any problems with jittering or anything, so that's good. Maybe the servers are fixed. A little slower than we should be, so let's nose down to get that speed. Careful with the throttles. And it is so windy. It looks like I'm being sloppy, but it's just that freaking windy. So I think I'm doing a pretty okay job considering how crazy windy it is. Here we go, ground effects, there they are. Soften it out, and there we go. Boom. Nose wheel down gently, reversers, flaps coming in, and reversers in, and come on, there we go. Very nice. So, firm touchdown on intentionally on purpose. The wind coming in was ridiculous. I think you can turn the wind off in this one though. So if it's too much for you, you can turn it off for yourself if you want to. Let's stay in cockpit for the taxi. Because why not? Look at the Norwegian flag. How beautiful is that? Very, very cool. Obviously it's a handcrafted airport then, because it wouldn't have it if it weren't. And clear of runway.
Echo November Romeo Alpha Traffic Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is clear of the runway.
Alrighty. Let's shut this thing down for the final time. Man, I think I came in the wrong way. Yeah, we did it backwards. How else would we... What the heck? Did you see that? I think I got a tailwind. Jeez, brakes to stop the wheels. Let's shut this down appropriately this time. Avionics can come off. If I can get my mouse to cooperate. Come on. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Now let's get these lights off. Come on. Do. De-ice we would have turned off sooner. No, maybe not. Why am I stuck here? We'll keep the battery on for a second. Fuel pump, we could have turned off probably a long time ago. Turn that off, turn the starter off, if I already did. And battery, pull back fuel, then battery. Sorry, I did that backwards. We just have to sit and wait for this thing to turn off, and then that'll end our flight. So maybe I can do a quick sightseeing thing. I never can usually do this because it turns off and ends the flight. Let's just do this until it ends the flight. This is beautiful. I don't think I have to be in the aircraft for it to count. It'll just go to the end screen any second. There we go. Alrighty. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Subscribe so you know when the next bush trip comes out. I can't remember where it is, but it's another bush trip in the 172. So that should be a very easy one, I think. But you don't know. I don't know until I fly it. So subscribe, hit the like button so people know we exist, etc., etc. That's it for me. That's it. I will see you next time.